Hi, guys. Welcome once again. Um, I have a topic that just came up just this past half an hour or hour because I have a guest who was on and we were trying to work out what had already been rescheduled twice for a podcast interview. And as you can see, for those of you who are watching, I'm not wearing my normal big bulky headphones today. I've got these little just earbuds in, and we were having crazy tech difficulties. It's now been an hour and a half that we've been working on this, and we had scheduled for this podcast interview, and we both were such a yes for this interview, and we still are. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. It brought up a lot of things around um, surrender and detachment and non attachment and expectations and allowing whatever is happening to be happening without resisting it. And we both tried everything we could from our ends to get this tech stuff to work itself out. And for the life of me, even though I've done lots of these interviews now and I know my tech stuff, I know it, I've got the equipment all set up properly, I could not get it to work properly, and she could not get it to work properly. And what I really love about the guests that I have on this show, the amazing, amazing people that are in my sphere and that have said yes to this, is how immediately in joy and surrender we both were during this hour and a half where, perhaps previous versions of ourselves years ago might have been getting frustrated and saying sorry and getting angry and just like, arg, we weren't. We just kept troubleshooting and just kept troubleshooting and checking everything we possibly could, every connection, turning off all things that were, drawing on the internet, all of this stuff. And ultimately, we couldn't get it figured out, even though we were willing to and dedicating our time to each other. We both knew, we just knew that when it does happen, it's going to be more magical, that somehow, for whatever reason, um, the universe or God or the powers that be just did not want this to happen today. Whew, I'm getting shivers on that. And so I don't get to have this interview today that I was planning on sharing with you sooner than I now will get to. And that's okay, because when we do it, it's going to be wonderful. And that's not an expectation, that's just a knowing. There's a difference. So the expectations and opportunity to surrender that I wanted to talk to you about today are a different thing. If we had expected this to go smoothly and insisted on it doing so and gotten angry and resisted the fact that things weren't working, it would have been a terrible conversation. Once I hit record, we wouldn't have been leading with love. We would have been leading with anger and frustration and resistance and um, dashed expectations and a little resentment, like, just it wouldn't have been clean, clear, beautiful energy. But we managed, the two of us, to keep that energy flowing through the whole thing because the conversation was already infused with love. So we both know that we're fully connected and we're fully supported. And so we surrendered. We surrendered completely. And it's a really beautiful life lesson and reflection to see that we've both come so far on our journeys that we just did not, in an hour and a half, get angry or expect the other person to get angry. We were just so in flow, and we still couldn't get it worked out. And we both have podcasts. We both have tech stuff that we know how to work, and something just was not aligned today. And it's a really beautiful micro lesson that can be applied to the macro. Sorry, just banging my desk a little bit there. Because stuff happens all the time, every day, and we carry around expectations of people, of circumstances, of meetings, of clients, of resources coming our way. And the truth is, we can't call it. If something doesn't want to work, it's not going to work. And there's a faith that we can have, that we can choose, that when something is meant to happen, it will flow beautifully. And when it's not, you're going to keep coming up with roadblocks. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't keep going, but there is something to going with the flow and allowing something that's showing you that it's not time right now to be your truth in that moment and let it go and surrender to the way that things are actually happening versus how you want them to happen. Because in that surrender, in that release of the need for things to go a certain way, you are allowing for the universe, the kaleidoscope, as I always like to say, of the universe to rejig itself and show you something else the next time and be even more magical whenever this thing happens, or doesn't happen and something else may happen. Um, yeah, this was not a planned conversation that I'm having with you today, so I don't have any thoughts on it. I don't have any notes. I don't have any intentions of what I want to say, which in itself is a true surrender to just this moment and what wants to be said through me to you. And really, the lesson that I saw reflected today wasn't that I needed to learn how to surrender. It was how beautifully we both already know how to surrender from the many, many, many times that we have chosen to do so in the past on our journeys to this moment. Because we've both, I know, because I've known this woman for a long time, been through a lot, as we all have. And it was pretty cool to witness in her the same way that I was feeling was like, okay, you know what, babe, if this is not going to happen today, that's okay. We will regroup. We will test our equipment. We will see it's working perfectly now. We will see what happens and we will come back together in the best of intentions and the best of wide open hearted allowance and intention for us to have a beautiful conversation that is good for you, the listener, the watcher, the human beings out there whose hearts we wish to touch and ignite and open and share with. And so it was just really, really gorgeous. And I wanted to share that with you today because it really makes a difference, all these feelings that we have of frustration and, where we get blocked up and angry and all that stuff, resentment, they feel awful. And it's just a demonstration that you can live in flow and allowance and not get angry and not get frustrated and just let it be. Of course, that's why they wrote the song, right? Just let it be. And I just love it. I love the surrender. I love the allowing. I'm really grateful for this reiteration of this lesson today. And that's all I've got. I just wanted to share that with you because I think that's really beautiful. So I will come back to you with this wonderful guest, and I have others, and I have a lineup of people, and it's so exciting. I love this so much. As I've said, I love it so much. If you haven't joined us on Telegram for the little daily love notes, I'm going to show you that. That link will be in the show notes as well. And on the outro here. So it's a growing list of people who just get this little infusion of love every day. I love it. It gives me, as I said in the message the other day, they're little short notes. They're only 3, 4, 5 minutes max. But for me, it's a beautiful anchor. I did say this the other day in the message. It's an anchor for me to be in my heart and clear my frequency and share that with you guys, whoever's in that group on Telegram, because it's such a beautiful thing. I get to choose love and be love and share that and lead with love. And then whoever wants it gets to have a little infusion of that in their lives. So talk about a win-win. It's amazing. So thank you for listening, watching, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. I send you so much love and I'm just deeply, deeply grateful. I'll talk to you soon. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you enjoyed this episode and it helped you open your heart, feel inspired, and know that we are all connected. Please subscribe and share so this work can touch more people. This is how we co-create the world we want to live in. Thank you so much again for joining us, and talk to you next time.